Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Kuntz, and this is my case study about the Truman Elementary School. The case study summary is we have Truman Elementary School, which is a pre-K through 8 school. They have low reading achievement as supported by data in the case study. There's been a PTO request to have the principal meet with the PTO to discuss their concerns about this low reading achievement, as well as perhaps finding some answers about why. The principal then does an instructional assessment and then recruits the help of the district reading supervisor to come and do the same type of instructional assessment. And their findings are similar. They correlate with the same types of concerns that everyone seems to have about the reading instruction in their school, and a change is needed. Category 1 is the problem identification and analysis. The things I know are, first, the Truman Elementary School is a suburban school in the Midwest. The average class size is about 25 students if you look at the numbers and the number of classes. 15% of the population is qualifies for free and reduced lunch, and 5% of the population speaks a language at home other than English. There is low reading achievement in the district. Their achievement scores in reading are lower than those scores in math, and they are losing ground. Not only are they losing ground each grade, but all of the students seem to be losing ground throughout their entire experience through the school. There's a poor parent and community perception about reading instruction in the school. The data supports this. However, that poor perception in the community is something that needs to be addressed. Another thing that I know is that there is a district reading supervisor in the district, and that's a valuable resource. And the other thing that we know is that there is a grant opportunity that could provide some funds for 2 years to help with reading instruction. The things I need to know are, what are the scores at the other schools within this district? The case study states that there are other elementaries. 3 of them are K-8 in the district, and then there are 2 that are simply K-4. I'm interested in knowing what their reading scores are like, and if they are higher, then I would have questions for them like, what curriculum are they using? Can they be used as a resource? Perhaps the teachers coming in, and what successes have they had? I also have questions about what is the school's vision concerning their school and community relations, and do they even have a plan? Has it been created? My last thing that I feel like I need to know is, how can I best support the students, the community, and my staff? The problem is that reading instruction in the school must change. This is based on data that's been compiled. First, the achievement scores. Second, the principal assessment. And third, the assessment done by the district reading supervisor. My proposed plan of action and strategies for implementation include, first, meeting with the staff. It's important to meet with the staff to let them know where we sit. We need to report those facts. These facts would include any information gathered from reading data and the principal assessment, as well as the district reading supervisor assessment. These things that would be discussed in this meeting with the staff would not be a surprise. I think that probably all of this is information that the teachers know. The other thing that's helpful is that this is a discussion that would be based on facts. It is not personal, and that's important for everybody to understand. The other thing would be then to explain the need for a change, explain what we're seeing and looking at the facts and the data present in our school. We need to discuss that the fact that there is a change needed. And then lastly, in this meeting, I would open up the meeting to discuss staff concerns. The staff needs to feel valued and understand that what they have to say is important. We all want what's best for the students, and letting them know that we want what's best for them is also important. My second step would be to create an instructional plan. The first thing would be to determine the target audience. It's important to know which students are not achieving. Is it every student? We need to disaggregate our data and look at the different subgroups, and then determine which groups we can most effectively help. And then we need to set goals based on those. We need to then determine the change that needs to be happening in our school. First, deciding upon curriculum changes as well as professional development needed so that everyone has the training necessary for this. The third thing in creating the action plan is to decide what other resources do we have at our school that could help us. First of all, perhaps those other schools if their scores are higher. Also, I think enlisting the help of the district reading supervisor is a missed opportunity currently, and that's something that should be taken into consideration. Whether or not the school gets a grant, change is needed as implicated by the assessments by administration as well as the student data. The steps in creating this plan not only would help in the application process for the grant, but these steps create the plan necessary for the school, and that's what's ultimately most important. Third would be to meet with the PTO. It's important to respond to the concerns that have been voiced. First, I would start by thanking them for their support of our students and our school. I would thank them for their interest and involvement also in their student achievement. I would then explain our plan, the steps that we're going to be taking to help remedy the situation and hopefully alleviate their concerns. The other thing is explain the implementation steps and a little bit about the timeline. Changes like this take time, and it's important that they understand that. However, letting them know that the plan is for the school to keep all parents informed, and we will keep them updated as things change. My fourth step in my action plan would be to host family nights. These family nights would give us an opportunity to do a few things. One of them would be to demonstrate our reading instruction. The teachers could show in little mini lessons what types of instruction are happening in the school so that the parents can see the instruction that's happening. The teachers are the experts, and so not only does it let the community see that the teachers know what they're doing and are good teachers, it's also important that they know that we trust them as administration to do their jobs. And also I think that it would help to raise teacher morale, especially at a time of change in a school when some may find it hard. It could help boost teacher morale to give them this opportunity to show people what they're good at. It also gives us an opportunity to educate parents about ideas that they can implement in the home to help boost reading scores as well as help student achievement. In letting them know these things, we can also explain that we're both a team helping their student succeed, and we need their help as well as they need our help to help these students achieve what is needed. Also, these family nights could help build those relationships. It could help disseminate information and in turn help everybody understand the steps that are being taken in the school to help improve student achievement. My fifth plan of action would be to then implement and then evaluate our plan. First, we would need to make sure that training is happening for all of our staff, teachers, as well as paraprofessionals and any other classroom support that might be given. Then we would need to observe and evaluate the instruction. We would observe and evaluate the instruction as before. I, as the principal, would go and evaluate instruction, and I would also have the reading supervisor come in and evaluate instruction, just like before, so we could compare the changes we've made to where we were before. I also think that it's important that you check in frequently to make sure these instructional changes are being implemented with fidelity. These evaluations also need to happen pretty frequently, especially at first, but they need to happen consistently throughout the year as the data is probably coming from the yearly assessments that are traditionally at the end of the year, and we can't afford to lose another year of instruction in waiting for those yearly assessment test scores. It's important that these changes are implemented as soon as possible, and then we can provide that feedback to the teachers. The other part of evaluating the plan is to explore any additional steps if needed. Do we need additional staff support? Do we need additional professional development to help keep our teachers and other staff trained in the implementation and instruction of our new curriculum? Category 3, the resolution of the issues based on all student success. Step 1, meeting with the staff. This communication with the staff will promote student success. As Hughes, Matt, and O'Reilly state, teachers that participated in a study provided insight as to what kinds of support that they most value. And the emotional and environmental support were rated the highest. And it's important that our staff understand that we support them and we are working together with them. Step 2 is creating the plan. Choosing sound instructional plans help to promote student success. As Fisher states, teachers are the fulcrums that must balance the personal concerns of individual parents with the educational welfare of the entire class. Creating this plan with the teachers helps them see the balance and the necessity of having a new instructional plan. Step 3, effective communication promotes student success. This communication with the PTO can help alleviate any concerns and let the parents know that we are involved and actively seeking out solutions for their concerns. As the Ministry of Education states, complaints may escalate rapidly unless they are well managed. It's imperative that these concerns are addressed quickly and effectively. Step 4, hosting family nights. Purposeful parent involvement promotes success. Parents' involvement in school greatly increases student achievement, things like higher GPAs, as well as an overall sense of academic accomplishment. Having these parents involved in things like family nights can help promote this parent involvement and help everybody to succeed. Step 5, evaluating our plan, is evaluation of our plan's effectiveness helps promote student success. Research in teacher support shows us that teachers who feel that they are supported, that are given guidance and feedback, are more willing to apply new strategies and skills and are more willing to adopt a diverse range of instructional practices. And this is important in a new educational and instructional plan, especially where some teachers may have some difficulty with the change that the plan will bring about. Debriefing the problem. I was thinking we need to implement a new instruction practice as well as a new curriculum. I was also thinking that change is hard, and it's going to be hard for a few of the staff. I also was thinking, what additional support can I provide for the staff so that everyone has what they need to succeed? I was feeling that I really know that we all want the same thing, which is student success. And the other feeling I had was that this is actually a complex issue. It's not just, oh, if we do this one thing, things will be fixed. And lastly, I was valuing relationships with the community, relationships with the staff, and relationships with our students, and I was valuing student success. Things that are open to further investigation are how to encourage further teacher development, how to best serve the needs of all of our students, how to effectively involve our community more, and how I can help improve the parent perception. Reflection. My effective multifaceted plan responds to the concerns of the larger community by first taking action. We assessed, the principal, myself, and the reading supervisor, and then we created a plan. We're building relationships with the community by meeting with the PTO and holding family nights, and we're establishing and maintaining effective channels of communication. My plan influences positive change and enhanced instructional capacity by promoting professional norms and trust, by nurturing a culture of learning as well as high expectations. And these norms and trust are all built around this culture of data that I will create in the school by having these discussions. And also monitoring and evaluating the impact of the changes that we're seeing. My plan establishes an ongoing dialogue with the community to influence and improve instruction by first offering opportunities to learn and help at things such as these PTO meetings and family nights, by keeping parents informed, and also by strengthening our relationships and building trust. And by doing these things, we can then improve parent perception. Thank you.